So we need to talk. Like, actually sit down and process what just happened on Times. General Hospital Times, because I am honestly losing my mind over here. I've been staring at my TV for the last hour trying to figure out if I'm hallucinating or if the writers actually just did that. And honestly, I think they just went there. If you've been following the absolute train wreck that is the Dark Willow storyline, and let's be real, who hasn't been glued to this mess, things have been getting weird. But today was just a lot. Okay, let's back up for a second. Just a quick recap for anyone who missed the last few episodes or just blocked them out for mental health reasons. So, Willow is currently Drew's devoted wife. Legally, anyway. But we all know the truth. We know she's the one who shot him. We know she's the reason he's currently lying in that bed with locked-in syndrome. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the irony? Drew Kane, the guy who used to run around Port Charles acting like he owned the moral high ground, is now literally trapped in his own body, while his wife plays nurse. It's giving times misery asterisk. It's giving times Nurse Ratched asterisk. And honestly, Caitlin McMullen is acting her face off, but I am terrified. So the situation at the Quartermain, Kane house, or wherever they are living now, I lose track, is grim. Willow has been playing the grieving, supportive wife to the public, but behind closed doors, she is pure evil. She doesn't want Drew to recover. In fact, she wants him dead. Like yesterday. We all saw her eyeing those vials. We knew what she was thinking. She's done with the caring for the invalid act and just wants to finish the job she started when she pulled that trigger. And this is where things went off the rails today. Willow is there prepping a syringe. And we're not talking about his daily vitamins or whatever innocent meds she's supposed to be giving him. This is the bad stuff. The stop your heart stuff. She's standing over him, looking all kinds of menacing, ready to inject him and end it right there. Drew was lying there, eyes wide open, probably screaming internally because he knows exactly what she's about to do and he can't move a muscle to stop it. It's actually horrifying to watch. But then, Kai walks in. Poor, sweet, unsuspecting Kai. Look, I know he's been suspicious. I know he's been sniffing around trying to figure out why Drew took such a sudden turn for the worse. He's been a good intern or whatever his official title is this week, actually caring about his boss. So he walks in and catches Willow red-handed. The needle is literally inches from Drew's arm. And the tension. You could cut it with a knife. Willow, of course, doesn't miss a beat. She freezes, sure, but then she spins around with that fake sweet smile that used to be comforting but is now the stuff of nightmares. She tells Kai it's just a supportive injection to help with Drew's condition. Just standard medical care. Nothing to see here. But Kai, he's not buying it. And thank God, because I was about to throw my remote at the screen if he just nodded and walked away. He looks at her, he looks at the needle, and you can see the wheels turning. He knows. He knows something is wrong. He doesn't believe her for a second. And this is where I expected the usual soap opera stall. Kai runs out, tells someone, Willow chases him, we get a week of will he or won't he tell. But no, the writers chose violence today. Willow realizes he's not buying it. She sees the doubt in his eyes. So what does she do? She decides right then and there that Kai has to go. She waits for him to turn slightly, maybe he was going to check on Drew, or maybe he was backing away to call for help, and she moves. She sneaks up behind him, literally like a horror movie villain, and stabs that needle right into him. I actually gasped. I'm not even kidding. It was brutal. One second, Kai is standing there trying to do the right thing, and the next second, Willow jams the poison into him. And it wasn't a slow fade. It was immediate. Kai drops. He's dead. Just like that. I mean, what? We just got Kai. He was finally getting interesting. He had that whole thing going on with Trina. Don't even get me started on poor Trina. I'll get to her in a minute. And now he's just gone. Because Willow needed to cover her tracks. So now we have a dead body in the house. And Willow, cold as ice, just stands there. She's not panicking. She's not crying. She's calculating. She's already figuring out how to hide the body. And Drew saw the whole thing. Can you imagine? You're paralyzed, your wife just murdered your intern in front of you, and you know you're next. That is some dark, dark storytelling. And here's the thing that stresses me out. Willow is gonna get away with this for a while. isn't she? She's going to hide Kai's body probably somewhere on the estate because the Quartermain grounds are apparently full of convenient hiding spots and go right back to planning Drew's death. But people are going to notice. You can't just have a guy like Kai vanish without raising eyebrows. The prompt mentioned Alexis being worried, and that makes total sense. Alexis and Kai had a connection maybe through the university or legal stuff, and she's not the type to let things slide. If Kai stops showing up, stops answering texts, Alexis is going to start asking questions. And we know Alexis is like a dog with a bone when she gets suspicious. Plus the police. The PCPD is incompetent 90% of the time, I know, but a missing person case involving the Quartermains. They have to investigate that. Right. Willow is going to be suspect number 1, or at least she should be. But she's so good at playing the victim. She'll probably spin some story about how Kai quit unexpectedly or ran off. And poor Trina. Can we just talk about Trina for a second? The girl finally time starts to move on, maybe has a spark with Kai, and now he's dead in Drew's living room. Can the writers please give Trina a break? It's actually exhausting being a fan of hers because every time she gets a win, the universe, aka the writer's room, smacks her down. But back to Willow. This turn, I don't know how I feel about it. On one hand, it's exciting. Dark Willow is way more interesting than Holier Than Thou Willow. Watching her break bad is fascinating. But murder, cold-blooded murder of an innocent character, that's a point of no return. You don't come back from that. There's no redemption arc where she cries and says she had a brain tumor. She just killed Kai to save her own skin. It feels like they are setting her up to be the next big villain of Port Charles. Maybe even worse than Nell. At least Nellie was crazy from the start. Willow was supposed to be the good one. Watching her descent is kind of tragic if you think about it, but mostly it's just terrifying. And what about Drew? How long can he survive this? He's literally a sitting duck. Every time Willow walks into the room with a tray of food or a syringe, he must think this is it. It's psychological torture. And honestly, as much as Drew has annoyed me in the past, and he has, let's be real, nobody deserves this. So now we wait. We wait for Alexis to start making phone calls. We wait for the police to knock on the door. We wait for Trina to wonder why Kai ghosted her. And we wait to see if Willow actually manages to kill Drew before she gets caught. Part of me wonders if Drew's gonna pull a miraculous recovery at the last second. You know, the classic soap move where his finger twitches just as she's about to smother him. I feel like that has to happen. Or maybe someone else walks in Michael Carly. If Carly finds out about this, she is going to tear Willow apart. And I would pay good money to see that showdown. But for now, we are stuck in this nightmare scenario. Kai is dead. R.I.P. Kai, we hardly knew you. Literally, Drew is trapped. And Willow is spiraling completely out of control. I don't know about you guys, but I need a drink after this episode. It's just too much. But am I going to tune in tomorrow? Obviously. I have to know where she hides the body. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you loving villain Willow, or do you miss the old boring schoolteacher version? And do you think she's actually going to pull this off? Because right now she looks pretty unstoppable. Okay, I'm done ranting. For now.